Hey, welcome back to Arm Pitching Development. Tonight we're learning about how to throw or how to learn how to throw in just minutes. This is a beginner's guide, a beginner's tutorial on how to throw a baseball. So when we're first starting out, when we're talking about 5 or 6-year-old or somebody that's just starting out learning t-ball, and you see a lot of deficiencies in how to throw. Tonight we're going to cover how to fix this, how to properly set them up in just a few minutes, okay? The first thing I want you to think about is having good direction and having good timing when you're learning to throw a baseball. So if you have a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old just starting out, keep things very simple for them to understand. Where we're throwing the ball, having good direction is going to be imperative. The timing of which we throw the ball is going to be imperative as well. So when we're first starting out or learning how to throw, what I like to do is just start with a simple open stance frame and work with arm elevation here, okay? So what we want to do is kind of fix some cues. We don't want the elbow to drop below the shoulder line, and what I don't really like is the ball to come into the head here. I'd like it to be more of a 90-degree or a little bit further out or away. So you want to look for that. When we're first starting, just a nice little outside of your hip width open stance, a nice little 90-degree, and all we're going to do is twist the torso and then throw the ball through to your target. It doesn't have to be a person to person. It can be just into a net, or it can be into a target mat here. So I'll give you an example. So we'll start up. One other thing before we throw is the glove hand does need to be in direction too. So this is always our guide of where we want the ball to go. So if I want the ball to go forward, I want to kind of throw through or over from my glove side. We don't want we want to resist the urge to leak our energy off to the left side if you're a right-handed thrower, and vice versa for left-handed throwers. So we're going to stack square and learn to throw and rotate. So here, start elevated, work rotation, and through the glove. Okay, so working directional sufficiency first when we're first starting out. I don't really have a set or rep number. The important thing to think about is repetition is the mother of all skill learned. So the more times you do something, the more familiar you get at something, the better off you're going to be in the long run. Okay, number 2 on learning how to throw a beginner's guide. Once we get from here to rotation, now I want to work that with a step. So if my target is going straight, I want to keep my glove hand out so we keep our directional sufficiency. And then we're going to have our arm elevated up. We're just going to take a step forward and then a left step forward and stop, right? So it's 2-step process, arm elevated, 1, 2, turn, through. Okay, again, we're staying on our direction. We're staying on the path we want to deliver the ball. We're not collapsing our glove side. We're not leaking our energy off to the left-hand side. Okay, so once we get that tied together, on the third part, once you have this together here, through here, centered up, now we're just going to put the hands together and practice the timing. If you remember earlier in the video, I talked about good direction and good timing. So now we have to get the separation of our handbrake in a good time position and also in a good direction. So we're going to do that. We're going to go hands together in our walkthrough, right step, left separation into our brake. So again, we want the elbows to be elevated above, and we want our glove hand to be going to where the target is, or where our target is at. So once we get off brake, step, elevate, through. Staying on the target. Now, when we get a little more advanced with that, your athlete has kind of understood the concept of direction and timing. Now you can start to speed up and work with the movements a little bit more. So another drill I like to do is, if you'll be there, like where the camera is here, and all you have to do is we're going to walk in and we're going to work to change our direction. So as if we were fielding a ball, but we had to throw across the diamond, right? So we're just going to toss the ball up, step, and then work our direction forward to our target. Break, through. Again, these are something pretty simple that you can do without having a partner. You can just practice into a net or have your athlete practice into the net as they go. A couple of different things here I want to talk about real quick is when we are breaking our hands, when we talked about timing of our break line, I like to work that with my step forward. And by the time my front foot gets down, my hands should be separated here in a good throwing path. Also, when you're breaking your hands, I know this for younger guys, for beginner guys, try to break with your thumbs down on top of the baseball. We want to resist the urge to open up and elevate from the underneath the ball. So we want to stay on top just for arm care, arm health process. So once we get through the break line here and the timing, everything seems to be running fairly well. So in just a few minutes, in just a few training sessions with your athlete, if we'll follow the ABC step process, the 3 or 4 forms there, and you do it, 10 or 15 times on each one, I have a feeling that your athlete will be a better directional thrower and a little stronger thrower as well. So I hope you enjoyed the beginner's guide to throwing a baseball, 5U plus out there. Hey, for more pitching tips, drills, exercises, and workouts, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And until I shoot the next video, I will see you next time.